Also tonight,
It's definitely very hard to digest.
13 seasons of wins stripped.
There has to be a punishment. I just don't know that all of this was what it had to be.
$60 million in fines. Penn State is penalized. And it was the scandal that cost children their innocence and a legendary football coach his career.
And now Penn State will pay, but is it a fair price? News 4's Lou Raguse has more on this tonight. Lou?
Short of shutting down the football program, these are the most severe punishments handed down to a major sports program. Reactions to the punishment vary. I spoke with former Nittany Lion and current Buffalo Bill Brian Scott. The alleged cover-up of child sex abuse at Penn State has the NCAA dropping the hammer on the football program.
The imposition of both the corrective measures and the punitive actions will most certainly have a significant impact on the university. That's their intention. I'll leave it to all of you to speculate whether that's better or worse.
Penn State will pay $60 million in fines to organizations aimed at preventing child sexual abuse. The football team is banned from postseason play for 4 years. That includes bowl games and the Big Ten championship game. The team will lose 20 scholarships each season for 4 years. Every win since 1998 is wiped out of the record books. That means Joe Paterno is no longer the all-time winningest Division I coach. And Penn State will lose millions in shared bowl game revenue, which will also be paid toward helping child sex abuse victims. Buffalo Bills safety Brian Scott was a 3-year starter at Penn State and says he understands why all his victories there have to be wiped away. He thinks the fine could have been even greater, but he disagrees with taking away scholarships.
You have student athletes that are there that are working hard to try to obtain scholarships, and taking scholarships away, I don't know if, does that hurt the university more or does that hurt the individual more? I don't know.
Penn State players can choose to transfer to a different school without missing any games next season. But local recruit Akeel Lynch says he'll stay the course, tweeting, quote, "I still bleed blue and white. We are Penn State." Scott says today is tough for Penn State, but there are brighter days ahead.
As soon as we can begin to move from under this dark cloud, the victims and the families and the university as a whole, I think the better it is for everybody.
Penn State's former vice president and athletic director are still facing charges of perjury and failing to report suspected child abuse.